Hi guys. Oh, feels good to be here this week. I'm so sorry about last week. A lot of stuff's been going on. I've not been feeling the best, but I said in my at the end of the reaction to the season finale for Doctor Who last night, I said, even if I'm feeling exhausted and I'm literally sat here almost falling asleep, there's no way I wasn't going to be here tonight. There was no way, because like last week was, I felt like shit. I was exhausted because like I all sort of stuff, but I was like, I felt so like tense and like worked up because I couldn't talk about the episode. And you guys are the only people I could talk about it with, because my other half has not seen it, Doctor Who, in a while. He likes Doctor Who, he just hasn't had time to watch it, so I've not been able to talk about it with anyone. Hey Michael, you gotta, I would have loved to see it in a cinema. That would have been so freaking cool, but one, I've got to stay here for my daughter. My other half works full time, so I couldn't have got there. And also, I wouldn't have been able to do my reaction for you guys, but that, I am so jealous. That would have been incredible. That would have been gorgeous in the cinema. It looked fantastic. It was just such a gorgeous episode on so many levels. The whole seasons look gorgeous. And like, I watched Doctor Who Unleashed, and I saw all the effort they put into like making Sutek and things like that, and it was so cool. And like editing it through was like a roller coaster as well, because it was like reliving it all and like noticing little bits I didn't, and like getting emotional all over again in multiple places, because I started tearing up editing it. And there's one thing I didn't notice the first time. I wish I had it and it wasn't packed away. It's still fucking, I wish I had the DVD. I should have gone into our garage, because we got loads of boxes of our stuff still in the garage from when we moved in September. When in the wrong expectations, I wanted to see Susan so bad, but after watching it, I like, exactly. I think what the doctor said about Ruby's mum, basically saying like how like, because we made like, they're saying because they made her special and they spoke about her being special and things like that. That's what made her so like important. And I think that's a commentary, like might have been a little bit of a commentary. It really did. It did a really good job. But I think it like, basically it's like we make character, the fans make characters special. We like talk about things so much. We put so much expectation in something that, and sometimes we do that so much as fans that whatever they give us, we're let down. We like big things up. So I actually like, I really liked it in the moment that Ruby's mum was just somebody normal. I actually really liked it. The way they did it, and Shooty's 15 speech really made me love that. And like editing it through, I loved it even more. It was so well done. Like, I want to see Susan so bad. I'm keeping my hopes up for the Christmas special, because Mrs. Frickin' Flood, I stand by my theory that I said in the end of the reaction, because of how she spoke at the end of the episode, Mrs. Flood, and how she spoke and said night night, like she was reading a CBeebies bedtime story. And they commented that Susan Triad even read a CBeebies bedtime story. They said that. So like, she said, the way she said night night was like she was reading one of those. I have a theory that because they've said like Pantheon and the stuff she said to Cherry and things like that, I think she's some, like, I don't know if it's the right term or whatever, it might be more to it, but I think she's more like, she might be like a god of stories. She might be like a god of stories or tales or words, and that's why she was able to talk to us and that stuff like that. I think Shooty was Benny Shooty was incredible all season. Like editing it through, like I've been thinking, like he's getting up there. Like my favorite modern Doctor so far has been 12. My favorite overall is 1 so far, because he's all I've seen out of classic. Except for, obviously, when I was little tiny, I saw 7. But I think Shooty is up there. He's getting right up there for me. Like, seriously. He's his acting this episode, this season, has been phenomenal. And I can understand why some people might like it. I personally love how emotional he gets. I love how emotional he gets. I'd love for him to stay for years and years just to change things up. Exactly. I would love for him to stay for such a long time. I really would. I think he's fantastic. He's like, he feels like a breath of fresh air. He feels new to Doctor Who, but he also feels like all like elements of the Doctors we've had before, but like the by generation, he felt new and like because he hasn't like had all that emotion from the previous Doctors. Like they were just like bottling it up all inside. Because he's like new, he's not afraid to like let it out, and I think that's wonderful. He's so good. And Butts Unplugged, hello. I'm both hot and cold at the same time because I've got to ask you guys, when I'm talking, I've got a new fan. I finally invested in a fan. Can you hear it whilst I'm talking? And also, can you hear it when I'm silent? Let's see. Can you hear that at all? I want to know. Because then, like, otherwise I'm going to have to, like, readjust settings. It's literally the first time I've done anything with this fan. So anyhow, like, if you guys say, yeah, I can hear, like, a hum or anything like that, let me know. You hear no fan? Thank you, Benny. I've got it on the lowest setting at the moment. Hang on. What I'm going to do, best thing, remote. It's great. I'm going to try. I want to see how high I can take this fan, okay? So I'm going to put it at one setting, okay? I want to see you guys hear it from this setting. How about now? I've turned it up one. How about now? Can you hear the fan now? Because I've turned it up one. Oh. It's like, it's a brilliant fan. It's a great fan. It's freaking huge. Still no, awesome. Because like, one, keep the air cool, and also if it's cold enough in here, I can still keep this on, and or at least I can still keep my cap on, because like I got sensory issues and anxiety and things like that. My anxiety recently has been awful, and so like, this hat is the most comfortable thing for me. I don't know if it's a comfort thing or just like sensory wise, it's the most comfortable hat I've ever worn. Most hats are tight because I got a weird shaped head and I've got a big head. But also like, I don't have my arms out, and I just like having that. So if I can get it cold enough, I might take this off because it is still quite warm. But yeah, it has been so warm in the UK today. It's been awful. It's been terrible. I'm going to take this off for a bit. But unfortunately, where I've got the fan at the moment, it's blowing right on my arm. It's literally just at a shot of the camera. But I'm going to take it off, but I'm literally just going to put it here. I kept laughing. I don't like the ratings for the new season. You think it's new? Possibly unknown. I don't know. I think I know they've obviously they filmed a Christmas special, and they're in midway through filming the next season. But I'm hoping maybe because they're filming it at season 2 at the moment, maybe Russell will look at the criticisms people have had and things like that, like if there's any editing criticisms, or if there's certain things like people don't like. He's got some time now to make, because they're filming season 2, they can maybe film some extra bits or rejig things around. They've got enough time to maybe take on aboard some criticisms and stuff like that. It's fully filmed. Okay, I did not know. I thought they were still filming season 2, but that's cool. Yeah, I saw Russell apparently, when he came back, he wanted to make it younger and like appeal to younger audiences, and apparently the younger demographic is actually apparently liking it. That's what the article I saw earlier said. Whether or not it's true is a different matter, but personally, I'm looking forward to new writers. But I gotta say, Michael, personally, I'm more gripped than I have been in years, but I know others aren't, and that's absolutely fine. And exactly, Benny, there will always be criticisms. Like, I've seen comments on my own videos as well because we could get into some of the comments I deleted from last week's episode about Sutek and about the fact that I didn't know Sutek. But there's been genuine criticisms, which is fair enough. Not everybody's going to like every doctor. I personally really like Jodie, but some of her stories weren't the best. But some comments, like some thoughts and stuff like that I saw about that were just like obviously fake. Like, oh, woman, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And obviously there's been some horrible criticisms, not actually criticism, just outright hate, about Shooty and his sexuality, his ethnicity and all that. It's just been, but there's always going to be criticisms. They're never going to be able to please everyone. But I think the main thing we can do, which is why I put this in my pinned comment on the reaction, not everybody's going to like everything, but people should not insult those who, if you don't like it, don't insult those who do. And if you do like it, don't insult those who don't. Because I've seen that so much this season and it's wrong. I felt a bit sorry for Ruby's mum though, having to leave her child at the age of 15. I know, Max. It was so sad, but sadly, it really does it happens. But I love, that's why one of the reasons why, I love personally, I can understand what other people don't. I loved that Ruby's mum was just a normal person. I loved it because one, Shooty's speech was incredible about it. We're talking about how we big it up, but also because they started off with her going to Davina for Davina's TV show. I love watching clips of Davina and the Finding Families, or I can never remember the title. I love it. But they started the season with that thing. They ended it with finding the same thing. And she did it with the doctor's help. And then she's going to find her father. And I personally really liked that. I think Shooty's speech really helped it. There's nothing wrong with not knowing Sutek. The first time I watched Pure Murders Mars, I just thought it was okay. Didn't think about it much afterwards. I showed my friend it any week before. I haven't liked the last few doctors, Pete Capaldi, Jodo, Shoot Gatwa. I just like them Alaska doctors, Matt Smith. That's fair enough, Matt. Butts Unplugged. That's absolutely fair enough. I know that Peter Capaldi so far has been my favourite modern doctor. My overall is number one at the moment. Obviously, number one's all I've done in classic. But I think Shooty might be getting up there for me personally. Long Lost Family, I knew it was something like that, Benny. But I think the fact that they started off the season with that Long Lost Family Davina thing, and then they ended it with her actually finding them and then being normal, as far as we know normal, because we haven't met her father yet. She's only going to meet him now. He doesn't know about her. I personally really like it. Isn't fully finished. Look, exactly, Max. All I will say is I watched Doctor Who Unleashed. Really liked it. I love seeing the behind the scenes about how they did Sutek. But yeah, there was a lot of fans that didn't like the fact that there's a lot of fans that didn't know who Sutek was, and sadly there have been people that obviously were fans of classic that insulted those who didn't know who Sutek was. But personally, I think people should be excited that more people are going to okay, this is Sutek, this is awesome. Okay, he seems interesting. I'm going to go back and watch classic. Oh, Fourth Doctor, great. I know about where the era to go to. I'm going to go watch his stuff. I want to know more. To me, I think people should just be excited that more people are going to get to discover that story and then maybe watch more classic. And that's absolutely fair, Butts Unplugged. I've always said not everybody's going to like every single Doctor. That's absolutely fine. Not everybody likes everything. I like all the Doctors I've seen so far personally. But with Shooty 50, oh God, I hope he does. There's been so much mention, Michael, about fatherhood and family and everything this season. I really feel like there's been such an emphasis on that. Well, okay, they could say they did it with Susan Triad because of that, and it was a bit leading it to that. But I still feel like it's got to be leading towards our Susan. I'm holding out hope. I really, truly want to see Carol Ann Ford again. That's absolutely fine. But unplugged, like, I'm loving classic so far. Like, I've literally, for Patreon, I've just finished, last week I finished Dalek's Master Plan. I think next one, I believe, is Massacre at St. Bartholomew's Eve, I think is the full title. It's another reconstruction one, completely missing. So I'm no idea about that one. I'm interested though. One thing, like when I was editing through the finale, there's one thing I picked up on that I didn't pick up on. I was quite pleased. I had to put a picture up in the reaction. Exactly, there's a doctor for everyone, Butts and Plug, and I think that's the best way to think of it. You don't like a certain doctor, you don't have to watch that Doctor's there, or you can skip it entirely. It's not okay. It's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? Hopefully they'll do it, because initially after Empire Death I felt a bit sad we didn't get it. Exactly. I think it's got to go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. But also talk about the 73. I loved that. I love that that's the 73 yards. Like, and I can't have. I think I'm not sure if I thought about it at the time during the reaction, but I definitely thought about it whilst I was editing. The 73 yards. Maybe that perception filter, because it was snowing on that day, on Christmas Eve, when she was put outside the church, maybe that is why it snows at certain times. Maybe. That could be the explanation. I wish they would have mentioned that. The snow thing. Like, and why it snowed. But I'm hoping that they leave the explanation for that. Maybe that's something in the Christmas special. Dad turned out to be an Egyptologist. Girl, you've got to be shitting me. That would be hilarious, David. To come back, especially with how they've reintroduced you in a new series, if Russia was laying the groundwork first. I'm hoping so, Benny. Like, if they're laying the groundwork first, I think that's a great idea. Like, they might, because they don't talk about her much. So maybe they mentioned her a few times this season, thought Susan Triad was her, because the fact we're going to bring her back. And that's absolutely fair, Butts Unplugged. Like, that's the best way to do it. If you don't like it, watch it. Like, watch an episode. Okay, don't like it. This isn't for me. You don't, like, and not everybody's going to like everything. And that's absolutely fine. And I think that's the best. Like, if you don't like it, it's like, okay, this one's not for me. I'll wait to the next one. And that's all we can do. But I loved it when he was going through, like, when he landed on Earth and stuff like that, talking about when it, like, I think it was when the planets were dying, and he was going through the different years, and he said 1066. I didn't pick up on that when I was actually watching the episode, but editing it, I was like, I literally stopped, like, put back my laptop. I was like, hang on a minute, 1066. Hang on a minute. That's Bala Hastings' era. I had literally Googled when did the Doctor land in 1066, just in case he's done it more than once. But it was the Time Meddler. I was so freaking happy that I have watched a classic reference, and I've mentioned multiple times in classic, and I think I've mentioned it a few times this season. I want the Time Meddler to come back. Like, do not tell me if he comes back at all in classic after what I've seen, or if he dies or anything like that, but I would love it. I was so happy. I was like, I know that story. A subscriber literally sent it to me, went on my Amazon wish list, like literally went down to my description, clicked on my Amazon wish list and bought it for me, which I'm so grateful for. I've had somebody do that. Somebody also bought me Reign of Terror as well. And I was so happy that I got that reference. It was so cool. She's done it once, Benny. She did it with 13, I believe, in like Jodie's last episode, because her and I think oh my god, what's her name? I'm way off her episode, because you had Ace in there and the other woman that didn't want a parachute. They all went in the TARDIS, but I want her to properly be in the TARDIS, like a proper trip, not just that one moment. She deserves a big trip. like upset, but you can't keep every companion fan favorite alive. Somebody's got to die someday. So I was like, okay, like she said, I'm upset. I was like, I want her back, but she's a badass. She was a legend. I'm glad we got her back. What is that? What is her name? That woman's name? I don't know. I don't even know what doctor she is. No, she's with Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison, I think. I can see her name. Isn't she Australian? Oh, what's her name? What's the character's name? That's gonna bug me. But I can imagine the cinema visuals must have been gorgeous. I'm just looking through, like, I've got my drink, but I haven't mixed it yet. Because I wanted to use one of my little sachets, because I've got tubs of this stuff downstairs, but I wanted to use the sachet. I've got Voodoo Grape, Cosmo, which is meant to taste like Cosmopolitans, but I don't know, but I like it. I've got Gamer Bathwater, which is weird. And also, Bayside Blast. That sounds weird, but this is the Bayside Blast thing, so I kind of think, gotta be that one. My mouth's getting really dry, and I've also got an ulcer, like, underneath the tongue, so I need to hydrate. When I mix it, I will mute the microphone, because there's a mixer bowl in there. But, hang on. I'm gonna move stuff about, because otherwise I is gonna make a mess. But what is that woman's name? I can see it. I believe she was a Fifth Doctor companion, because in the Centenary, she had their scene with the Fifth Doctor hologram, or that's what she was seeing, the Fifth Doctor, because Ace had 7. Oh, that is Ace, not Ace. But I know Ace was that, but it's in the Centenary, it was like Ace jumped off the building with the parachute, but the other one didn't. And it's pissing me off that I can't remember her name. Like, I know I'm way, like, years off from seeing her stuff. Ace was with 7th, but there was the other companion. I know Ace was with 7th because Ace and 7 are actually my earliest memory of any kind. Literally. I can't remember anything specific. I just see lots of grass. Tegan, that's it. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, it's Tegan. I could see it. I knew it wasn't it was a little bit of an unusual name, but thank you so much, Benny. Or at least unusual over here in the UK. That was pissing me off. I loved Mel. I'm loving Mel. I know I'm literally years off from seeing her stuff because I'm only on series 3 of Classic. But I think her name started with uppercase letter, was followed by, and don't quote me on this, what? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, Google's fantastic. It was really helpful. Like when I was like checking earlier about, hang on, has the Doctor landed in 1066 more than once? But I was like, I felt like once I realised that, I felt like, okay, I've got to put in that fact that I've seen that episode. I get that reference because of the fact that I ended up deleting multiple comments last time for like, one of them was very rude. Very rude. And I, like, if somebody doesn't like it, I literally replied to them going, they said, like, you can't have watched more than 10 episodes of Classic and things like that. One, the way the person worded it, they were very, very rude. And also, they obviously hadn't watched my reaction at all. Hi, thank you so much for coming in, by the way. It's great for you to be here. I always like it when new people come in these hangouts. Like, I don't usually do them every week. I've done them every week, except for last week because I wasn't well. For Doctor Who. I'm not going to be doing it next week at least. I might do the week after. I'm not sure. But I'm giving myself a break. But usually I will do these hangouts every other week. And it could be Doctor Who related. We could talk about any of the shows I'm watching. Doctor Who, The Prisoner, Classic Doctor Who. I'm starting Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm starting to edit it down for Patreon this week, which means 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks after this week, coming week, it'll be coming to the channel. It's replacing What We Do in the Shadows. I've done that so far. We've also got Term Washington Spies. We've got The Prisoner at the moment, but I've got a poll for that one. Replace that. I've also got on Patreon. I've got Outlander, which is I could say Outlander's Doctor Who related, considering the books were based on a character and a story from Classic Who. So that's Doctor Who related. I could talk about that here. But that is going to be coming. I'm currently, I think episode 8 is this week. But it won't be edited down or coming to the channel until like after I finish Term Washington Spies. That would be like October time. But I have An Unearthly Child, The Daleks, and The Edge of Destruction on DVD. Doesn't have rights on Unearthly. It doesn't. No, I watched it. I've watched The Unearthly Child on ITVX because it is. I'm not sure if it's still on there actually. I would open up my browser and have a look, but I don't want to cause any issues for streaming. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Benny. It's awesome. It's so cool. I want to own Unearthly Child because I just want to own it, and also I got to stop thinking about Ian. It gets me emotional every time. Ian is still so far, my favourite companion. And I am very fucking emotional anytime I think about him recently because of William Russell. I started being, oh, you're going to love it, Benny. Now, there are, like, if I would go to IMDb, or other sources got lists of, like, all the classic. Because there are obviously multiple episodes missing from, like, season 3 and also Reign of Terror and things like that. So I'd, like, make it, like, go through, like, okay, this one's not on there. You can go to Dailymotion and look up Loose Cannon. Or actually, you can just Google it, Loose Cannon, or, like, put in a certain episode reconstruction. Then find the Dailymotion Loose Cannon channel on Dailymotion. I'm stumbling over words. And they've got reconstructions for everything on there. If you're going to go through classic, if you think you can do reconstructions, because I've done them on the channel, their reconstructions I highly recommend if you can. Like, there are audiobooks of the missing episodes, because like a lot, or some of them anyway, sadly some of them the audio obviously hasn't survived. But if there's the audio survived, there's I listened to some of the episodes. I think I listened to Reign of Terror and stuff like that. Marco Polo, because when I did Marco Polo story, like all the episodes are missing, but the audio survived. I watched a reconstruction that had condensed it all into like one episode, which is all right. But then I went back and listened to the full, like 5 episodes of it, and it was done with William Russell connecting it, and it's so good. Marco Polo is, if you've watched my classic, you know I talk about it a lot. Marco Polo is my favourite Doctor Who story. It would be so good. And then Marco Polo connected to The Prisoner, which is, I think, just went up this weekend. Whereas, like, I think it was this weekend. No, it wasn't. It was last week, I think. But I was like, hang on. Like, I was watching that going, I know those two people. And then I Googled it. It was like, oh my God, it's Marco Polo and Tagana. Like, it was so cool connecting it. But yeah, if you think you and your sister and your mum can watch reconstructions, I would recommend those. Or you could, like, find audiobooks and stuff like that. Like, I've got, they've got on Audible, they've got collections of audiobooks or rather stories. And, like, I think I've got the first 3 collections, I think. Like, I want to go back and listen to the all of Dalek's Master Plan. So I think it'd be fantastic. I hate how he was in, but he changed. I like him much better. Husbands of River Song. Oh, I love that. That's probably one of my favourite Christmas specials. Because the Hello Sweetie line, I love that. Plus, I really love the fact Peter Capaldi is such a Doctor Who fan. He is like one of the ultimate Doctor Who fans because, like, there's pictures of him with, like, Pertwee and Baker, and it's awesome. And, like, he wrote to the fan club saying, can I be the president of the fan club? I love Peter Capaldi. I love that he was a fan, that he didn't need to be told what buttons to press in the TARDIS and things like that. But I am just going to mute the microphone because I've got to shake my drink up. because it will make a noise, and I don't know how much it will pick it up at the moment. So I gotta be careful. I gotta try not to spill things. I need to concentrate. So I will be. Also, this music's not very musicy, is it? I don't know how much you guys are picking up the music. If it's too quiet, too loud, let me know. I've just started a new song, by the way, but I'm just going to mute the microphone. I'm still shaking it a bit because these packets are the old recipe for this drink mix, and so like I gotta shake it every so often. The new mix is fantastic. Don't have to shake it up at all after the initial, but I keep getting a bit warm, so I keep having. Oh damn it! Sorry, I got my little volume thing for my headphones, and I pulled it off of the desk. Oh, this fan's going to be lovely. I have to attend to things, so I'll have to be off. Cheers from Western Canada. Western Canada! Nice! Thank you so much for being in there, David. I love Canada. I wish I could go there, but thank you so much for coming in, David. Thank you so, so much. It's been awesome. I'm going to keep turning like this, because I wish the cable on my new fan was long enough that I could put it over here. Because one, it would be semi behind the microphone, and also it could be directed straight at me, but now I've got to do this. But when I get like my PC, I get a new desk, stuff like that, I can get extension cables to reach a certain distance and all that kind of thing, and like I could tuck it away back there, and then when I want to do stuff I could bring it out here, and it's freaking huge. Hang on. Right. There. Hang on. Then that's absolutely fine, butts unplugged. But look how tall that is. But or what I could do. There are boxes here, but I'm going to show you just like see if you guys can see just how tall it is. If I let me fucking do it. Don't you freeze. Ready? Oh, it's deciding it don't want to work. See? Like, look, like my chair, that bit shelving, the size of that poster. Look how big that fan is. It's huge. But then again, I can't say much. I've also got this now. Because I've like my joint problems and things like that. My arms ache if I keep them still for too long. And also my anxiety is really bad. I'm doing it a bit, but I kind of like this. I've lit it back a bit. But my anxiety's been really bad. So like that's why I've like few reactions. You might see me. I'm going to be holding this. Because one, it's comfortable for my hands. Because I wear my compression gloves all the time. Yeah. I've named him Izzy Hands because of Our Flag Means Death. Because Izzy Hands is my favourite TV character of all time. But this is comfortable for my hands. Also, when I'm anxious and stuff like that, I can like grip it a bit. And also, I'm like my biggest fan at the moment. It could be. But yeah, this is just like, there's so many reactions recently or multiple reactions. I've just sat here like this. Like it's made it very difficult to find an image of a reaction image of myself to go in the thumbnail that doesn't have Grogu in it. I literally, but it's just helpful for my hand because like when it's hot, it's too hot to wear my compression gloves. but my hand still hurts. So if I've got something like that where I can just like sit there and it's just a nice comfortable position, it helps a bit. But I saw that one in Aldi. Literally, it's not a proper one. I've got Brian. I love that bit. That's awesome, Benny. Ooh. But that's awesome. I've got like, obviously I've got my Chewy. I've had that one for like over a year, I think. I got that one the other day, but this one, it's like, this one's got a nice amount of squish. Like, it's like quite a firm one. This one, it's literally just like, I feel like it needs to be a bit more stuffing in it. But it's cute. It's a Cthulhu, which is kind of cool. I'm going to put... I haven't done UFO, but not all who wonder a lot. I love that name. Love that name. But thank you. But no, I haven't done UFO, but you know what? Apologies. I'm going to see. Basically on Patreon at the moment, I've got a poll up. It's for Patreon people, but this usually it'll be only paid like normal members, but it's available for free members as well. But it's basically, I think there's 9 options in it to replace the prisoner. And then the top like 3 to 5 of those options will go into a poll on YouTube. And then people on YouTube will decide what's going to replace the prisoner. UFO is in it. I have not watched it yet, but apologies again if this is going to make things lag, but I'm just going to open up my browser and let's see. Give me Patreon. Let's have a look. So far, this is the options on Patreon. I'm going to turn down the music for myself. It's a little bit too loud for me, but that's the good thing about this volume control. I can change it for me, but it keeps it the same for you guys. Right, the options on this poll at the moment, there are 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there are 9 options. On the poll is UFO. The UFO is a possibility. Sapphire and Steel. Blackadder, which I've seen quite a bit of Blackadder, but it's been like over 20 years, and I've only ever seen, I think, 1 episode of the first season, because when I was younger, I hated the first season. But I'm open to give it a go, and also I own it. I've got all 4 seasons on. I've got all 4 like issues of Blackadder down there. And then we've got The Adventures of Sir Lancelot, which I put on there because that stars William Russell, who is Ian Chesterton, passed away recently at the age of 99. I love him, and I just felt like I needed to put him on there. And then we've got Space 1999. And then we've got Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, which is the original version of that. And then we've got The Tomorrow People, which is the 1970s original version of that. Danger Man, which I felt like I needed to put on there, considering the fact that a lot of people have told me it's kind of like a semi-ish prequel to Prisoner. So that's on there. And then we've got Survivors from the 1970s, which is that. And at the moment, I love The Vicar of Dibley. I love the Christmas specials with Richard Armitage. That first episode of those 2 specials, the first episode of that is one of my favorite episodes of television. I freaking love that episode so much. But the votes at the moment, we've got 5. I said 3 to 5 votes, or 3 to 5 options will go to the YouTube vote, right? And 5 things have got votes so far. With 1 vote, we've got Blackadder, Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, and Survivors. With 2 votes, we've got The Adventures of Sir Lancelot. And then with 3 votes, we've got UFO. So by the looks of it so far, UFO Butts Unplugged is going to be in the poll. So I could be literally, in like a month or so, be doing UFO. Damn it, I've left that for so long now, I've got to shake it a bit again. So apologies if you can hear it. But that episode's so good. I love The Vicar of Dibley. I might have seen all of them, but I'm not sure. It's one of those things that I probably saw out of order, so I don't know what ones I've seen, but I love that episode. I've actually got those 2 specials on DVD. I love them so much. It's just such a funny episode, and it's so sweet, and she finally gets what she deserves. She gets that love she's craved. And with Richard Armitage, no less, which you can't do, that's not too bad. Richard Armitage. Oh, that's helped. My mouth was getting a bit sore. That's quite nice. But yeah, it looks like there's a high possibility that UFO might be coming to the channel. I don't know. Puddles. I love the puddle scene. It's so funny. It's so funny. And it was a great callback to when it originally happened. Which I think when the guy that she was in a love that was interested in then, when he, is it Casualty? Or The Bill, or probably both. He was also in an episode of Blake 7 as well, I think. I can remember seeing him in that. But yeah, like, UFO is definitely a possibility by the looks of it. But there's 12 days left on the poll. And there's going to be, because now obviously, like I put up on the community tab that this week on for level 3 of Patreon, there's no prisoner reaction, because I cannot download it. Because the way I have to do it, because obviously, like watching it from the browser, any browser, I've tried it with multiple, can't see the footage, which is fair enough. But what I do is I download it. I manage to download it from the streaming service, and then basically film my reaction, and then I delete it, because obviously it's not mine to keep, and I will delete it straight away. But unfortunately, this episode of The Prisoner, at the moment, I cannot remember off the title off top of my head. It just won't download. It won't download at all. But what I've done is I've ordered the DVD box set. I kind of wanted to do it anyway. I kind of want the Blu-ray box set. That's it, like I think from Australia, but that looks amazing. I love that one too. I haven't seen that in donkey's years. I love that. I love... Ghibli's just classic. It's comforting as well. But there's going to be a delay with an episode, and like next week there's going to be no prisoner reaction for level 2 of Patreon, and then the week after there's going to be no YouTube reaction for the prisoner, which means there will be an extra week for the YouTube poll, because I can't change the end date of this poll, which has got 12 days left. So the YouTube poll will have an extra week, okay? Which is good. Either that, or if like it's a very, like, I put it up on YouTube and there's an extremely obvious like favorite to win, I'll leave it for a week and I'm like guys, this is what's going to happen. This is the one it's going to be. And then it'll give me a little bit extra, because like most of those, I think actually all of them are available on streaming. Actually, no, Danger Man's not, but I think I can find that on YouTube. And also The Adventures of Sir Lancelot, not available for streaming, but Adventures of Sir Lancelot is available on DVD. So I need at least a week to make sure I've got access to the show, so that I can react to it properly. But I'm excited to see. I'm in USA, and wherever I saw Vicar Dibley may not have had the specials. Funnily enough, a UK friend of mine was just talking to me about the Christmas special recently. Oh, I hate when like there's a show you like, but wherever you live, you just can't access it. It's like there's a show that I've wanted to watch called Gallivant. Filmed in the UK, filmed in Bristol. I live like half an hour, 3/4 an hour away from Bristol. It's never been available in the UK. And it pisses me off, because it seems like such a show I would love. I really like, if I could get access to Gallivant, I would sure as hell do a reaction to it. Even if it was just Patreon, I would watch the fork out of that. But I'm excited to see what people choose for the prisoner replacement, because like all of those I would love to watch. Blackadder, I know I like. I say I know I would like Blackadder, but episode or the first series I did like when I was younger. But when I was, there's been like things that didn't like when I was younger that I've liked now. Like when I was younger, I didn't like Rimmer so much in Red Dwarf, but now I absolutely love him. Didn't like the Kachansky in Red Dwarf, but I quite like her now. So that's why I put Blackadder on there to see if my opinion of that first series has changed. Because I don't think when I was younger I gave it much chance. Oh boy. At some point tomorrow, because I've got Good Place to edit tomorrow, which series finale, or not series finale, season finale is going to be going up on Patreon. That's going to be fun, but I'm going to, in between editing that, I'm going to rewatch the episode because I want to rewatch it, see if there's anything else I've missed. I missed the 1066 thing and things like that. But I need to rewatch the episode because I've personally forking loved it. It was so good for me. But again, as I say it every time, I can understand why people wouldn't like it because not everybody's opinions are the same. I love that Ace smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. When I was little, I had a Red Dwarf ship t-shirt, literally. I was probably about 7 or 6 or something like that. I was young. I had a Red Dwarf t-shirt. My brother had an Ace Rimmer t-shirt. I freaking Red Dwarf has always been in my life. Same as Doctor Who. Always been in my life. My mum didn't watch it as much. It might have been my stepfather or my former stepfather. That's freaking complicated and I'm not going to get into that because, boy, that was fun in sociology when sociology when I tried to do an A-level in that. Boy. But, Red Dwarf, always been in my life. My earliest memory of any kind, 7th Doctor and Ace. I've grown up with Star Trek Next Generation, always on at school, at home. Stargate. Love Stargate. Been to Stargate conventions. MASH. Was if MASH was on the telly, Sky One. Well, we used to have that at home. Always watch MASH. Things like that. Freaking love older shows and things MASH is MASH is incredible. I had to mention MASH because obviously Donald Sutherland passed away and he was in the movie, but I've never seen the movie all the way through. And I cannot remember. If anybody knows, did Donald Sutherland play Trapper or did he play Hawkeye? I can never remember because I've not actually watched the movie all the way through. If you can't tell, I go off on tangents. I will start on one subject and veer off, and then I won't remember what I was talking about beforehand. It's one of my things, and I wish it was different, but I'm trying to accept that that's just me. I really do need to get ADHD at evaluation because I swear I am, and hopefully I can get something to help my focus because boy, it's fucking annoying. And I've been trying my best to do Good Place swear words. Oh. What was it? I've literally forgotten now. That's really pissing me off because I can see it. But I can't get it in my head. That's gonna piss me off. Oh, this is still cold enough that it's nice and soothing. But my mouth gets dry anyway, which is why I've always got a drink. But I've got an ulcer, not completely under my tongue, but when the tongue meets the mouth, it's on that side of the bit that joins the bottom of the mouth. There's an ulcer right on that, so I gotta keep it hydrated. I need to go to the doctor to get referred for an ADHD thing because Hawkeye. Thank you, Ben. I could because I've never seen the movie all the way through, but I love the series with Alan Alda as Hawkeye. Okay, who else has watched MASH? Because I gotta say, BJ Honeycutt or Trapper. For me, BJ Honeycutt. I love Honeycutt. personally. Then I like Frank and I like Winchester. Although I probably prefer Winchester because Winchester is David Ogden Stars and he's Cogsworth from Beauty and the Beast, amongst so much else. David Ogden Stars was just such a freaking legend. He was in Stargate. Sorry. Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place alongside Ryan Reynolds. He was incredible in that. He was in Pocahontas and just, oh. But yeah, I definitely need to rewatch the episode tomorrow because we better find out more about Mrs. Flood in Christmas specials. I loved how she ended it like a CBeebies bedtime story. I love that. The way it just felt like she was reading a CBeebies bedtime story, which to me, my head just popped. Is she a god of stories or something like that? That's what I'm feeling, you know? That's the impression I got. So I'm just going to can't move it now. Ah! Look, I can't. There's nothing to click on. I've got too many. Sorry. Pissing me off now. But I'm sorry, I'm just making sure everything's working. Oh. That episode was nuts. Like, I think that episode for me is going to take multiple viewings just to take it all in. I reckon she might be Missy. God of Stories is a good theory, though. Didn't think of that. But it felt like it, because the way she was talking to Cherry, and about, like, she was saying stuff like it felt the speech she was like giving to Cherry before she sat down. She went and sat by her side and said, "I've had so many plans." It kind of felt like the little speech that Harriet was giving about Sutek when she was revealed it's Sutek. It felt like that, so that's why I caught like, okay, she's either a harbinger or she's a god. And the fact that she said so many plans made me feel like leaning towards god. Like she's another one of the pantheon, and the god of stories kind of made sense because of the fact they left the ending like a CBeebies bedtime story. Now, if you've never seen a CBeebies bedtime story, they're like people like reading a little book. Like David Tennant's done one, Toby Stevens, David Hasselhoff, Tom Hardy is done dozens by now. Chris Evans, Captain America himself, has done like at least 5. Pim Peak did a CBeebies bedtime story whilst he was still on the International Space Station. And it really just felt like she was finishing off one of those. She was like signing off from it. I'm leaning towards God of Stories might not be the right definition because there might be more to it. But for what we saw in that episode and the season, that for me would make sense the most. Because like she's looked at the camera, it would explain why she would look at us a lot, you know? And like I feel like, okay, like this might just be me, but the fact that like Shooty, the doctor, has looked at the camera and the way he said about things and how he said he represents life, and because we don't know where the timeless child comes from, maybe they'll write it in that he is one of the pantheon or he's a child of the pantheon. I came up whilst I was editing, or actually no, actually it was before I was editing. I literally went and laid down in bed. I was like, my head, when I laid down in bed, I couldn't sleep. It was just like, so many theories, all that kind of thing. He did? If he did, I need to watch that, Ben. Oh, that would be brilliant as the Doctor. But he did one, I swear he did one about penguins. It's the most random thing, but they've had an incredible like cast of people do the CBeebies bedtime stories. Tom Hardy does loads. He did. I thought he was a fantastic Johnny Storm. That man is so talented. If he can play a great Johnny Storm and a great Steve Rogers, not many people can do both. He's brilliant, and I hope now we've got a multiverse thing that we get him back somehow as Johnny Storm just to see the reaction of like Thor and everybody else. Like just to say like, Captain, what? It would just freak everybody out. I would love him to be like do a cameo as Johnny Storm. And is it Owen Groff? Ewan? Oh, I can never say his name. So what? Like Owen? Fucking it. Reed Richards in that Hornblower. Oh, he's great as Hornblower. But I can never say his first name. But it's spelled Ioan. I would love for him to make a cameo as Reed Richards as well, because I thought he was great. It was just the movie wasn't the best. And especially, imagine if we get Johnny Storm and Steve Rogers on screen at the same time. Imagine what they would say if they like bumped into each other. What would Steve say about Johnny Storm? It'd be so fucking good. It would be amazing. So I'm just checking things over. Okay. Oh, but there's so many things I would love to see in Marvel, and like this. I want to talk about what I would like to see in the Christmas special, but there's like my head's still reeling from last night's episode. It was incredible for me personally. There's still so many unanswered things. That would be hilarious, Benny. So painful. Do you know what to avoid citrus? I've had common knowledge, but I didn't know when I needed it. I've only got these from certain chemical dentists. Ah. No, it's just I don't know what. I think it's stress stuff. My ulcer, if that's what you're referring to, the ulcer in my mouth. I've got a lot of shit going on because my daughter's stool is. Basically, my daughter's in a special needs school. She's autistic with severe learning difficulties. She moved into this new school, and September we moved into a house. We bought this house with money from my dad's passing. We bought this house on this side of town so that I could walk her home from school. And now her school is completely closing on the 19th of July. And we have to work out, we're trying to like figure out where she's going to go to school. And the option they want her to go to, because it's a new school, it's like an hour and a half away. Me and my other half are like, nope. Unless she's going residential there, not a chance you're getting her in the car for that long. The other one is an hour away in Cardiff. So there's a lot of, and also my dad's house, which is like the final thing with everything, could be sold in an auction at the end of July. Which means like a month after that, everything's going to be done. So there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and also UK summer holidays as well is going to be stressful because it's even longer. But it's just like, there's a lot of stress going on, which is causing ulcers. It's probably not helping my exhaustion and my headaches and just everything like that. So, which is why, like, when I did my like talk at the end of Doctor Who, I had to say that like people I've had like 100 people subscribe since this season started. It was like it's about that, and it just I can't say like. People's comments, the nice ones, obviously, because but like the comments and just people like the hangouts and just the amount of people that have subscribed. It, like I said in the end of the discussion at the end of the reaction, like I can't express how it's helped. Like it's just those little bits of pick me up, seeing the notification of a new subscriber. It really, really, truly does help. Sorry, I gotta shake it a little bit every so often because I can't shake it enough. For like any child, she would have to leave at like 7 in the morning to get there, and then she wouldn't get back to. This is without traffic or like standard traffic. Like the other school option that we want them to consider is going to see they're going to visit some children in my daughter's school on Monday. Is in Cardiff, which is like about 60 minutes away, but it's basically straight motorway there. Just a lot easier on her. And it's a lot easier to get to if we need to get to. The other one's got to go through Bath. It's like, oh, but it's just a lot of stuff going on, and like and it's a lot of unknown and things like that. Like, if this school's not suitable, or if like the one in Cardiff's not suitable, and she's got to go this one in Frome, and there's no residential thing, it's just like, it's so fucking stressful. Hang on, I just got to type something. One thing I can't wait for, when I get my PC and like a new desk and stuff like that, I'm gonna get a microphone arm so that I can have my microphone like up there or up there, so I can have my microphone away from my keyboard so you guys won't hear when I'm typing. Not good luck with all that. Whatever calls anyway, citrus touching them could make them worse, last longer. Like, to me, I thought, like, I know salt helps. My other half said, okay, gargle some salt water. I tell him to F off. Like, I know it might help, but not a 14 chance I'm ever doing that. Hell no, I could not. I can't bring myself to do it. But, I'd imagine it's like going through that kind of thing, but like, for any child, had to travel there and back again, and she's going to be 13 in September. Imagine trying to make a teenager leave home at 7 a.m. every weekday morning. Get on a car. Imagine trying to make a teenager do that. Because like when she's a teenager, she's not going to want to get up. Now, sometimes she'll get up at 5:20, sometimes it'd be 8 o'clock. Like there is no... She'll go the same like time for a certain amount of days, and then the next day it'd be like an hour earlier or an hour later. It's just So when she's a teenager, like if they want her to go there, they got to sort out residential. Like I don't want her to go residential, but because like it'd just be weird her not being home. Because like the only time she's not been home is like 1 or 2 times where she stayed at my mum's when she was a baby, and also when she was like 5-ish. And I was in hospital for 2 nights, and then hospital again for 2 nights afterwards. And I went to one concert once. Yeah, that's the only time I wasn't sleeping in the same building as her. So it's just weird. Exactly. It's if any teenager needs any more stress, and like that's for any normal teenager. My daughter's autistic with severe learning difficulties. In a lot of ways, she's like 3, 4. Some ways she's older. Her like she's They say she's what's the word? Like she's not got like she can't hold full conversations and stuff like that. She's only just starting to write her name and word like that. But she's like I think it's they also say echolalia because she's always repeating stuff and things like that. Like her inner monologue isn't inner. So like a child like that in a car for an hour and a half, it ain't gonna work. So like there's a lot of fucking stress going on. But this is nice and cold enough, it's actually helping. So I've got to keep mixing it because the powder, like it keeps settling. I could feel it a bit at the moment. But I can't believe we've got to wait until Christmas now. But at least we only have to wait till Christmas and it's not next year. I'm trying to see the positives in waiting. We're having to wait till Christmas. At least it's only till Christmas. We're not having to wait a year or something like that. Like we're in like towards the end of June now, so it's luckily we don't have to wait that. It's not ridiculous. We've got like Jesus. Too long. Still too long, but still it's better. And the pressure of being a teenager, especially to mature into adulthood, is hard enough without added stress on being neurodivergent makes it harder on them too. I hope it works out. Thank you so much, Benny. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that either when the school visits her on Monday, they say, oh yeah, she'll be a good fit for us. Or that'll work. Or the other school, one that's an hour and a half away, says, yeah, we could work out, we could put her in residential. We're talking to like the person, like if you're trying the educational healthcare plan, every special needs child in a special needs school needs to have one. We're talking to them on Tuesday and we're going to say to them, like, she cannot go to this school unless that she's residential, because you can't expect her to be in a car for that long. We told 2 of her teachers at her current school, we just said that, and we said where it was, and she was like, but just from their reactions, their faces, they're like, you want her in a car for that long? No. At least she would, like, if she was residential, she'd only have to do the journey Friday evening and Sunday evening. That's all. And we could drive her there. It wouldn't be as bad. In the US, I make teenagers start school life at 7. Oh, yo! A teen, like any child at that time in the morning is just, that's, quite frankly, that's disgusting. How the hell is that? I completely agree. Counterproductive. They're going to be half asleep at that time. When do they have to get up? 5 a.m? 4? Like, they're not going to get any sleep. That's terrible. Oi, it's just nightmare. That much is a nightmare nowadays. Apology, I'm gonna mute again. I'm just reading through like comments as well, because like I've been nervous. Because like some of the comments I got on last week's video, like the ones I deleted, it's an anxiety thing for me, so I was like, right, I'm gonna look at them now. So far, relatively okay ones. We're good so far. But I just needed to see it just in case my head was like, ah. But I'm gonna leave it open, but I'm just gonna cover it up for now because I need to turn to that fan again. It's nice. It does help cool down. Like, it would be better if it was like there, like to my left, just because then it'd be straight on me and I wouldn't have to keep turning. Like, I could put it on a pivot, but then it would be blowing, like, it would probably it'd be blowing on that a lot of the time, and like it still wouldn't get me because it's behind me. But hopefully I can I can work out with an extension cable or something like that. It's about, her school, her current one starts about 9 a.m. So like 8:30 is still a bit a bit early for me, I would think. But it's not as bad as like 7 or 8. Imagine starting school at 7. Yikes. Again, shaking a drink. I need to sit like this. It's so fucking warm in this room. Like, I'm not taking this hat off because this baseball cap, any baseball cap, this bit on the top of the head. I've got a sensitive scalp and also it's like sensory issues, which is why I love wearing this hat. It's a nice, it looks silly at the back, but it's just like a nice amount, it's just the right amount of like pressure and stuff like that. That hurts, especially with these on. Like, I have to put these in the most awkward angle to avoid that. Like, all my baseball caps have got that on. And also this one has got Velcro on the back. I love the hat. This is Assassin's Creed. But it's got Velcro on the back. And every time I take it off, I pull out some hair. Not lots, obviously, but there will be 1 or 2 strands attached to it. Like, I don't need that. Like, yeah, that's hair. Just like, that's what I want to keep this on, which is why I'm going to sit like this for a bit. Because I need that to cool me down. I I mean, I could get it to about there, a little bit further over, but not quite there. But I wouldn't be able to move my chair because I'd run over the cable. Because the plug bar it's plugged into is over here right now because my laptop's plugged into it. I cannot wait until I can get like a proper PC and a new desk and stuff like that, because then I can literally organize. I say organize things. I can't fucking organize for shit. But I can like put things where they're finally meant to be, and like okay, this will make more sense for that. Put that there, and just let's just say I'm not showing you the cable management under my desk because it doesn't exist. I have no cable management. But when like, that's one thing, like I've said to myself, like there's no point in doing it now. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it again at some point. So I'm sorry, I've got to sit like this. Which is me. I know it means I'm behind there, but I've just realised. Lovely, like little face just peeking up over the bottom. I haven't been a teenager in a long time, but still, when I'm awake at 7 a.m, it's because I haven't got out of bed yet. Unfortunately, I would like to say, like, one, I haven't been a teenager in a long time. I'm 38, but I get up every morning with my daughter. Anytime before, if she wakes up before 5 a.m, I'm like, get back in bed. No, that ain't happening. I know, one, she'll be affected for the rest of the day, and also I will be hanging. Like, I'm bad enough. Like, I'm having to have a sleep most of the afternoons at the moment because my exhaustion's that bad. But went back to local high school. A friend of mine was busted to a different school. Just oh my god, that's terrible. Adventure in Space and Time. You mean the making of with David Bradley? I've seen most of it. Not in a while, but I really liked it. I really liked it. David, like, that's what sold me as David Bradley. He was a good William Hartnell, and he was a good like version of the First Doctor as well. Like, obviously William Hartnell will always be the First Doctor, or First Doctor every number anyway, and like he will always be the better version of it. But David Bradley was a good that, and he was so good in that. He was like, I can remember like a lot of people were like, wait a minute, you want to put Walder Frey as William Hartnell? But he looked the part. He looked so good, and he was fantastic. Sorry, like my ulcer's not hurting so much. It's just like the bottom of my tongue, and just my mouth is like sore and dry. It's horrible. I don't need to be coming down with another cold. Ay, ay, ay. I keep having to open this and shaking it. But I need to watch Adventure in Space and Time again. It's, you know how long ago that was. That's crazy that it's been 10 years. That is absolutely fucking insane. Jesus. It's just weird to think that the 50th anniversary, like everybody's like, oh my god, Matt Smith and David Tennant together was that long ago. It doesn't feel that long ago. But with like the 60th was technically last year. Technically ish. Not a year ago, but it was last year. It's just nuts. Like, I'm so glad we got William Russell again in Centenary. I'm so pissed off that I do have it partly edited, the Centenary reaction, but because my old laptop was like literally cutting out, that was when I went a month without having been able to do anything because my laptop just gave up and I had to put it in for repair. Like, I've had a mental block on it since, because like it's like just one of those things, and it's really fucking annoying. And I was so great. Like, I wish, like, I'm also I'm half tempted to try and make myself edit it down and put it up on Patreon for free, or YouTube maybe, because it's old, obviously, now. But, and also, I think I was still watching, it was back with series, I was doing series 1 of Classic Who. But when I saw William Russell in that, I fucking cried. I recognised him from the side of his head. I knew that was Ian Chesterton. Fan fiction around the Doctor Who two-parter we just had was waiting for eagerly for the second part to drop. Oh, nice! I would love to be able to write fan fiction. I'll get stories in my head. I can never get them out on my own. So like I've done online role playing before. So I write one person, the other person writes another. I can do it. I can come up, get my stories out that way. But writing fan fiction is a big no. Excuse me. You could get a bit of Velcro from a fabric store or whatever and cut a tiny piece of soft side and stick it on to cover the grabby bit. Velcro is a hazard. It really is. It's a freaking painful hazard. Like where it sits, it's almost near the crown. And it's just like, oh, and I've got a sensitive scalp anyway. It's a sensory thing. It's like brushing my hair. Nightmare, which is why I want to shave my head for the third time. That makes things so much easier. And plus, I'd be able to wear that easy. I've seen one or two bits of the Sarah Jane Adventures. Like, I think it's more clips. But it's not aimed for me. It's for kids because it was on CBBC. But I've seen the bit where Matt Smith was in it. That had Joe Grant and also her son, who turned out to be Iron Fist. But I know I've seen that clip. I've also seen the clip where Ten saves Sarah Jane from a wedding to Nigel Havers, and just like one or two other bits that I just can't really like place anywhere. But it's not really seen it. I hate these headphones. Like these are like they're meant to have like a band across there. Like I can't remember where actually the band's right here. There's this band that like meant to go around and like your head's meant to rest on that and it's meant to take pressure off. Which I thought, that's going to be great for me. My head's too big. I took this off. This was actually uncomfortable. I had to take it off. And so like that bit there is just so uncomfortable. But I can't have ones that sit on the ear. These are ones that like my ear will go inside it and it's actually quite good. And like I cannot do the ones on the ear. Inner ear ones, like I've got some AirPod Pros. Like I had to get it because like when I go out, I wasn't barely going out the house because or I hated going on the bus or into a shop because there was too many sounds. I always say I'm sound sensitive. So the AirPods helped. Like I hate having in-ear ones because I felt like they're gonna fall out. So I had to get like things that slip over the top to go in them. It's a fucking nightmare, sensory issues. It's a pain in the ass. I love that show. David and Matt were great crossover. They really were. They were great little clips. I would love to get to see it, but I've not actually ever watched it. I've not seen Class, but I really, really want to. I know it's not really... Okay, it's set in the Doctor Who universe, but it's not... doesn't connect to it much. And I gotta admit, one of the main reasons I want to watch it is because I know Con O'Neill's in an episode, and I fucking love him. Like, I've got a record with him singing on it. I've got a film with him up there. He played Izzy Hands, who I named this after. Izzy Hands is my favourite TV character of all time, so I want to see Con O'Neill in anything I can see him in. And I know he's been on Class, but I definitely want to see Class at some point, without a doubt. Just to say I've seen it and give it my own chance and make my own opinion on it. I have to keep sitting like this. I need to find a better place for this because I'm still getting hot. But this does help. When I'm sat like this is actually really nice. Didn't get popular enough for them to continue it past the first season. Yeah, again, I definitely want to see it. Kids. Yeah, kids. Sarah Jane Adventures was for kids and Torchwood was for older. Which Sorry, that's just made me think of another show I'm watching because, like, my favourite character when I was watching Torchwood was Owen. And now Burton Gorman, Owen, plays my favourite character in another show I do on the channel, Turn Washington Spies. Like, I love him as Hewlett in Turn. I love Turn. It's an incredible show. The bitch that you can't buy all the seasons on DVD. You can't get all the soundtrack. I've bought it all on Amazon Prime. But it's so good. I have heard rumors of a unit spin-off. I would love that. It'd be interesting to see that kind of thing. And plus, it means more Gemma Redgrave as Kate. More Kate? Yes, please. Thank you very much. And also what's the guy's name? Is it Ibrahim? Ibrahim? That's what I've seen, because there were so many people commenting on the fact they held hands. I would love it. I would love having a unit spin-off. It'd be interesting. It'd be it could be Doctor Who related, crossover ever so often, whenever the Doctor's at that timeline. But it would be interesting to see, just Torchwood was Torchwood. It had adult content, things like that a little bit. And they basically ran on their own. They were a little bit more reckless than Unit would be. So I think seeing it from a Unit point of view would be really interesting. And plus, again, more Kate Stewart. More Morris. I would want more Morris as well. And more of the Flinks. Blink. Ah! But yeah, I want Morris in it. And Ibrahim. And also, I'm so... I got his name again. I was like... What was his name? The guy that died, first of all, in the last... Thank you. The guy that died and then he woke up in last night's episode, alone in the video thing. I'm so glad he survived. I was so happy to see him. I know he won't be in it, probably, but it'd be interesting. I would love more Torchwood as well. It'd be interesting. They don't... Even if they're not going to do a modern Torchwood, they could do, Torchwood when it was first set up. Early years Torchwood. Because, Doctor Who spin-off does not need to be set now, you know? They could have an older Torchwood or a young Unit, but then again, if they did a younger Unit, they would... Again, I haven't seen Brigadier yet. I've seen Nicholas Courtney, but I've not seen Brigadier, so I don't know what early years Unit was like. And obviously, you cannot have somebody else play in the Brig. But it'd be interesting. You don't have to have a Doctor Who spin-off being now. It could be any time. Chidozi, that's it. I knew it began with a CH. I knew it had a CH. Chidozi, that's it. I was so glad to see him happy. I was so happy. I was so happy to see him alive. I said I was so happy to... I'm stumbling over my words now. It's 22 minutes past 11. I'm allowed to be tired. I don't know why the top of my mouth's really hurting. Face of Bo. I still want to see how that happens, but then I don't at the same time because I don't want it to make it even more stupid. I still love that comment, but it's a bit what the fuck did that come from? But you never know. We could have a Face of Bo thing. They could do a spin-off, a Doctor Who spin-off where the Face of Bo is kind of like the Zordon in Power Rangers kind of character. He's just stuck there, and it could be anybody doing the voice. But we know who it actually is. It'd be hilarious. Oh. Again, I've got to keep doing this because that... So I'm just looking at I keep looking because it's literally the first thing I've done with this band because it arrived this morning. I'm just trying to see if I could put it there tomorrow, mate, for my next thing I do. I won't be able to move my chair much. And when I'm not using it, I could put it back there so it's not, the cable's not in the way. But it should be able to reach a little bit further so I could sit like this and get a little bit of the fan. That when he died, Kate didn't take her anger out on the Doctor and just went professional mode. Yeah. You saw she was annoyed, but she carried on because she knew. She's that kind of person. She knew that they did not have time to dwell on that anger. They needed to solve things and get it sorted. which is why I would love a spin-off of her. She's a freaking badass. I love Kate. It would be interesting to see how Captain Jack becomes the face of Bo. It would be good. Or, I know it's awkward because, like, I don't know how the relationship between the BBC Doctor Who people is with John Barrowman. I don't know how things are in that regard because I haven't kept up to date on the issues and stories and things like that. I don't know. But it would be nice for things to be resolved if they can be. That we can have him back in some regard. Even if it's not on the main show. If it's for him to be the face of Bo. At least we can have some kind of... even if it's just closure on the Jack character. It would be nice to just be closed that book if we're not going to get him regularly. I've heard that theory, yeah. That could very well be it, but it'd be interesting to how he gets to be a big giant head. It'd be very interesting to see how he gets to be a big head, let alone just a normal head in a jar. But it's possible. Then again, he's got all these wriggly things off the back of his head, the face of Bo. How the hell did Jack get those? Did he get mutated at some point? It's going to be interesting to find out if we ever do find out. At least give us an audiobook. If they're not going to put him on the TV, give us an audiobook that describes it. Ay, ay, ay. So every time I stop, my head just like screeches to a halt and I just go, his ego went to it. Like every time I go silent, my head just goes, ugh! And that's just like, it makes me go a bit spaced out. Which like, I'm getting tired a lot recently, and also the anxiety and stuff like that, which is why I'm not doing any of my gaming live streams for a bit. And why I've switched to do it like the recording. I've only done one so far. I need to edit it down. Never edited a gaming stream before, so it's probably going to be shit. It's probably going to be shit. But I'm replaying a game I know, and plus I'm playing it at different difficulty, and it's just something I'm doing. So like, I can film it at any time. So like when I'm awake, I'm like, right, I'm going to do some now because my head's in the right frame of mind for it, and I can record it. I can like record like multiple sessions all at once. Like if I just want a day where I just want to film that, I can film that kind of thing. I kind of like it because like it looked gorgeous this season, and also I've said it multiple times in my classic reactions with Disney money behind it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we get a Marco Polo animation. I want Marco Polo to be animated because it is. We've got photo reference and color photo reference. So like the colors they wore to make the black and white look good. They've got that. There's going to be black and white. There's black and white pictures as well. There's picture reference for the episodes. It's an incredible story. It's my favorite story still to this day, for what I've seen so far from Classic. And it would just be so good. So like Disney money is like, they could make a mint releasing, put money into the animations and releasing them, or put them on streaming. It'd just be so freaking good. Like, I don't know what the deal is with regards to Classic Who for Disney. I don't know if that's on Disney. No worries, Butts and Plug. Thank you so much for coming in, as always. Especially since you haven't seen the latest episode, the Doctor Who. It's great that you came in anyway, and we still had an awesome chat. Thank you so much, as always. Into Unit Tower during the... That was so cool. And I loved the shot last night's episode where in Ruby's flat, or her mum's flat, where it literally, the TARDIS was framed by a door frame. It looked really cool. My hand is starting to hurt as well, so I'm going to sit here with Grogu and just... If I was pretending to do that, but then I felt like, no, if I do that, I will go to sleep. Like, I'm getting tired enough as it is, because it's 11:30 at night, and like I've said, my exhaustion is terrible recently. Like, especially, with, like, again, switching to the gaming streams and stuff like that. Thank you so much, Butts Unplugged. Thank you. Bye. But switching to the, like, the recorded gaming streams and things like that. But, like, oh. I said at the end of my, like I said, at the end of my reaction, I was going to drag myself here tonight because I needed to talk about this episode. Because last week it was so frustrating. I wasn't in any... It has nothing before the Star Beast. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure completely on the deal. I just knew they were producing new stuff. But if we can get some of that money into doing animations... Oh, because like I've got obviously this one up here, Celestial Toy Maker. So I've got Massacre at St. Bartholomew's Eve. I think that's the title, that story. And then I've got Toy Maker. So, like, interesting animation for that. I kind of like the look of it personally. And it suits the toy aspect of what I've seen from it. But it's a better quality animation than they've had for other ones, or the ones I've seen so far anyway. Better than other First Doctor stories. So, like, if we can somehow get a Disney deal where they can make the animation, I'm sorry, but I will always hold out hope that we can get a Marco Polo one. That is my one wish, to get animated. If they animate anything, Marco Polo is at the top. I saw that. Because, like, I saw that there was that new one coming out on Thursday, which I avoided. I did not want to see too much. I knew I was going to see some kind of Pyramids of Mars thing in the episode. So I was like, okay, I'm going to limit it to that because I feel like they're not going to show too much so that people will want to go back and watch the episodes. But I saw so many people complaining that it's not available outside the UK. That is terrible. I think that is absolutely awful because, like, there's going to be people that have not... People outside the UK that have not seen Tales of the TARDIS probably thinking, what the fuck is this memory TARDIS thing? What the hell is this? Where's this come from? Like, luckily, I haven't watched it because, like, I think the only story that I've seen was the Time Meddler one, which has got Stephen and Vicky. I haven't watched it because of the fact that I've not seen all of Stephen's episodes yet. But I think it's, like, I think it's awful that it's not there. I think, like, they're going to make a deal on there. Like, I thought that was part of the deal. And the fact, like, so finding out on Thursday that it's not available outside the UK is awful. So bad. Oh, yeah. How far down? Damn it, I can't, I'm trying to see, like... It's about there by the looks of it, which means it's like the powder's not... There's a lot more powder present. I can feel... sounds silly, the texture of the water. But I can feel it on my tongue, and that's really annoying me, but I'm thirsty and my throat's hurting me, so... But I think that is awful that Tales of the TARDIS isn't available. Oh boy. I gotta say, I was worried that I wasn't even going to be able to make an hour of this because of the fact that I've been, like, last weekend I felt so tired and, like, I felt so bad last weekend and, like, felt so tired this weekend. So I'm glad that I got myself into here tonight and we've watched it. We've watched it, we've talked and stuff like that because, like, it was freaking torture not having anybody to talk to about the episode last week. Absolute nightmare. But we've done it, we've talked, and it's been great. Because I've needed this, because otherwise I would have just been like, I need to get this out and I've got nobody to say it to. Memory TARDIS, current standard TARDIS is too empty, like some... I like the design of the new TARDIS, but I do agree that it's very vast, it's huge. Hang on, my daughter's monitor's now running out of battery as well, because she's autistic. I want to keep an eye on her and stuff like that, but it is quite wide and open. It's gorgeous TARDIS. I love the lights, and they kind of look like the round things from the first Doctor's TARDIS. But it is quite large and it is quite open. So, like, I'm hoping I would like it if through Shooty's episodes, because of the fact he's like changed outfits a lot, it would make sense that he adds things into the TARDIS here and there, things he's collected along the way. He's already got the jukebox. He could put some seats somewhere because they need seats. Although isn't there a seating area down on the lower deck? I'll say lower deck. But like they could like live things, like decorate the band, like the railings and things like that would be interesting. I'm putting my hands behind my seat to get them cold. That fan is good. The fact that you guys haven't heard it or it's not making my voice sound like all fuzzy is great. Oh God, oh, I hate this feeling. Again, gotta sit like this. Actually, once I end, I'm going to see if I can make the fan go to there. Because then it'd be a lot better. Because, like, it works. It's great. It's, like, I can feel the cold. It's just, the placement is a bit weird. But my head's starting to slow down. I get this each time. Like, my brain says, okay, wrap things up. Favorite episode of the season? I personally liked all of the episodes of the season, but I think I like Rogue the most, personally. But then again, I liked last week's episode, and I really liked this week's episode too, but I think for me, Rogue was my favourite, because I love historical episodes. I love the back in history episodes, like Marco Polo, Aztecs, what is it? What's the name of the story where it was like during the Crusade? It was like literally the episode set during the Crusade, the Night of Jaffa, and stuff like that. I love my historical stuff, so it had that historical element. Then it also had aliens, and it was a little bit silly, and it was a little bit camp, and it was a little bit scary. For me personally, Rogue had so many elements of Doctor Who that I love, all put together and done so well. And yes, Jonathan Groff's chemistry with Ncuti was perfection. We need Rogue back. I like the way he ended it. He said, find me. We need to find him. They've left his ship in orbit around the moon. Ncuti is wearing his ring he proposed with. Like, most of the time, romances that happen that quickly in one episode, I'm like, really? This is a bit weird. But their chemistry was so good, I believed it. They need Jonathan Groff back. Like, I can imagine maybe a once a season thing. Because Jonathan Groff is a big name. Like, Hamilton, he's literally just won a Tony Award this week. Frozen, Glee, the recent Matrix movie. He's a big name to get in the show. Like, I can imagine like him doing the once a season or once every other season type character. But he needs to be in it again with Ncuti. They need to get him back at least once with Ncuti. Oh my God, that scene, Benny. That I need more of them. I need more of 15 and Rogue. I need them so much. I freaking love that episode. I've not seen Bridgerton, but I liked that aspect of it. Like, Bridgerton is not a show that I would pick. I would just like go, oh yeah, I fancy watching that. But it is a show that I would be open to people voting for on the channel. So I didn't get like any reference. Like, I know there was music like Billie Eilish and also the Lady Gaga stuff. And I know that was kind of a reference. They had the Bridgerton choreographer there, which is so cool. But I need more Rogue. That's the main thing to say about that episode. My favourite episode of the season, most likely. But I really, really adore the last two. I'm gonna have to rewatch that entire season to make like my final decision. What, like, maybe next hangout, because I'm definitely not doing another hangout next week, because I'm giving myself a week off. Like, I'm not like, obviously last week I didn't do it, but that wasn't a week off. That was just I was not like well enough to do it. But maybe the next stream, one of the targets to do, for at least for me, I could like maybe put the episodes in order. I liked Space Babies, but I thought Space Babies was good for me personally. I completely understand why other people like hated it, but for me personally, I really liked it. That would probably be at the bottom. But the other ones, I don't know. So I think I would have to rewatch the whole season, and then maybe next Hangout stream we can do it. But yeah, I'm definitely not planning on doing a Hangout next week because I want to give myself another, just a night where I can just go, ugh. Like I'm annoyed that I don't have Doctor Who to watch until Christmas. But though I fully admit it, I think I said it in the reaction. There is a part of my head and there is a part of my brain that is grateful I've got one less thing to edit and film. Because staying up that late was difficult. And having to edit something whilst also having to edit The Prisoner, usually, on a Saturday. Difficult. So, like, in that regard, I'm happy that it's ended, but I'm also really not happy it's ended because I wanted more. So, like, I'm still giving myself next week off, but there might be... I might do the week after. I'm not sure yet. Really fanfic. And my favourite is this one of Doctor and Ruby on a unit mission, but it's just got a little rogue. I really need to read some fanfic. I haven't read some fanfic in a while. I've read fanfic for Our Flag Means Death because I needed to read fanfic to cope with the fact they freaking cancelled it. So that is the first show that is my favourite show of all time, Our Flag Means Death. So that being cancelled is just like, I needed fanfic to cope, and there are some incredible fanfic writers for that show out there. So like Rogue and 15. Oh, I need to read some fanfic. I need to read fanfic of their reunion, of them seeing each other again. I need it. I need Rogue and 15 to find each other. I need it. And hey, it would mean, because wherever Rogue is, I know they went into another dimension. I'm assuming that gate thing would all land in the same place, which means Rogue would be with those shoulder. Rogue would need to run. So like it would also mean we'd get Indira of Armor back, and she was freaking brilliant in that role. Like she was great as the Duchess, but then when she got taken over, or not taken over, a shoulder shape-shifted into her, she was incredible. Like her head movements and stuff like that, and she was having a whale of a time in the role. I freaking loved her. So like if we get Rogue back, I feel like we need to get her back at the same time. But I need to see them back. I need Rogue back with 15. Even if it's just a one episode thing. Like I was worried that Rogue was going to be the one who waits. I was worried. Like he's waiting. But like we know like the one who waits was Sutek, but who's the most powerful? Is Sutek the most powerful one? He has to be. I will try and remember that, Benny. I might struggle because my memory is awful, but I will try and remember. I might not, but I'm probably not now because I'm starting to feel the tiredness in my eyes. Yeah, Indira of Armor's great. Like she was great in Game of Thrones. She was great as Susie in Torchwood. She was great in Obi-Wan. She was great in season 2 of Human Target, which I freaking loved. Human Target. And I think I've got season 1 of that on iTunes. That's the only place I've found season 1. Season 2, I can't find anywhere, and it's so freaking annoying because I loved it. Season 1's theme was done by Bear McCreary. And such a good show. That was like my kind of show. Sorry, I'm just shaking my drink again. But she's brilliant. She's always great. She was having so much fun in that role. I would love to see her again. But I'm so excited for the Christmas special. And like, is Ruby gonna come back then? I have seen Doctor Who Unleashed. I'm just trying to be vague. Okay, so I have seen Doctor Who Unleashed. So I know stuff from that. And also kind of knew anyway. Because of the like leak stuff. But I'm interested to see Christmas special and also next season. See how things are going to happen. You can kill people with ease and kill almost all the... That's true. I think as soon as I started talking about it then, I was like, he's the one who waits and the most powerful one. Possibly. Unless there's something else they add into it. I don't know. I think he can... I feel like he probably is the most powerful one. Yeah, sorry. It started... I could literally feel... that the tiredness is like hitting me. Like I get literally sometimes it's like I hit a brick wall, my eyes will suddenly go tired and my head, everything will just go. And like you'll be able to see sometimes my eyes will just be like half a lot. Like I'll feel like I'm awake, but my eyes will start to be half closed. And like I can't open them all away. It's really annoying. But it is getting really warm in here. Like I need to get this fan over here so it can hit me, because then I might be all right. But because it's hitting my back, it's hitting the back of my chair at the moment. But I had a little tiny desk fan, right? I'm going to pick it up, see if you guys can see it. The fan I had before, guys. This was it. This just circulated warm air. It was cold at first. Then as the room got warmer, it circulated warm air. And it's meant to be just a desktop fan. It's not that good. It's all right. But when it's this hot, it's not so much. So I had to get that, but that, like, this is still in this room for how long it's been on. It's still putting out cold, nice, cool air. It's so nice. So if I can find the right placement for what I can do, great. I can't believe that you don't get Doctor Who Unleashed either. Like, you would think that that would be part of the Disney deal. That is so annoying that you can't get Doctor Who Unleashed. You don't get, the other fucking behind the scenes stuff and all the extra bits. That's terrible. I thought that we were starting to get that kind of thing because of the deal from Disney. So that would make sense that it was on Disney. That's awful. Because Doctor Who, like, they put out little bits from it on the behind the scenes stuff on YouTube that they do. It's basically little bits from Doctor Who Unleashed. So I think that's probably why they put the behind the scenes on YouTube. It's for the people that can't watch Doctor Who Unleashed. But there is definitely stuff in Unleashed that isn't on the online, which again freaking sucks that they do. But it was good. It was a good one. It's like they had on the memory TARDIS. I didn't see him in the episode, but they had handles. I loved handles. But he was on a shelf somewhere, and there was Vinder's phone from the Centenary Special. And obviously we saw Six? Tom Baker? Is he's 6, isn't he? I always get my numbers mixed up, especially when I'm tired. But we had Six's coat and we had 7's jumper. Was that like that neck thing? Was that 6 or was that 7? But I want to see people analyze what the hell's on those shelves, because I want to know. And then we had all the sonic screwdrivers. Like, I saw Jodie's. I know there was other ones, but I don't know who's or what. I didn't see him long enough. I just saw him pick up Jodie's. Who won license plate? Ah. They are little, but if they can't, they're not. If there's a deal where they've got to keep it on BBC, on the BBC iPlayer, it's better than none at all, sadly. I know Tom Baker's 4, but it's my memory and I get jumbled up anyway. But Hartnell, Troughton, my head was getting confused. Like, sometimes my brain does this where I know something and it will literally block it. So I had to weed it out. Then I had to like close my eyes and work through things and up. And I know my Avatar: The Last Airbender reactions aren't on the channel yet. That's going to start next week on Patreon and then in 2 weeks on the channel. so many times in that I kept forgetting the name Zuko. Or not forgetting it, my head kept blocking it. And then I forgot Sokka, and Sokka was my... Anyway, but it's Troughton, Pertwee, Davison, Baker, McCoy, McGann, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, or rather, no, sorry, I've got War Doctor, her before 9. Tennant, technically Tennant, again, and then Smith, and then 12, Capaldi, Jodie, Tennant, again, and then Igawa. 6 is there's 2 Bakers, it doesn't help, but yeah, 6 is the one with the clown coat. I know that much. Like, I've seen pictures of the costumes and things like that, but I haven't looked too much into things because I get, like, my memory's bad. Like, one of the reasons I didn't watch Tales of the TARDIS this week is because, like, okay, it might have helped me a bit with Sutekh and stuff like that, but, like, my memory's bad. I don't usually I probably won't remember anything from about Sutekh by the time I get to the Pyramid of Mars. Like, it's several years away. But I just had this, when I thought about, okay, maybe I should watch Tales of the TARDIS, but then my head went, no, this will be the one thing that I do remember. So I was like, I'm not taking that chance. I'm not watching it. It's being able to name all the Doctors in order by heart. I wish I could. Like, I know them all. I know all their names, but it's just my head jumbles things up and it's a bitch. I probably could. HARTENELL, and then TROUGHTON, PERTWEE. Davis, is it Davison or Davidson? Oh, I'm gonna stop because otherwise I'll be there for ages, but I always forget. And plus, it doesn't help that my head, have hit the wall. Like, I've been doing that. This is probably the longest one of the Doctor Who streams because it is 5 to midnight. Yeah, it's 5 to midnight now. No wonder I've hit the wall. And plus, I'm getting a bit pink in the face because it's getting warm. Yeah, it's complicated. But then again, like, oh dear. You gotta keep doing little things because otherwise they'll like have an end date for Doctor Who, and we want it to keep going forever and ever. But it's complicated. Not everybody's gonna like everything they do, and that's absolutely understandable. But again, like we always say, there is a doctor for everyone, and if you don't like a doctor, that's fine. Just leave it alone, and just respect that other people like what you don't. Like, there's stuff that I like that other people don't, and there's stuff that other people like that I don't. That's okay. Like, I really loved this episode, and where my head is, I can't understand why people... Actually, I do understand why people don't, because like, I can understand it. But there's some stuff where, like, I've been like, how can people think that was bad? But I get that thought, but then I'm also like, I don't understand why they think it's bad. But I fully accept that they think it's bad, and that's absolutely fine, because that's their opinion, and it doesn't matter. As long as we don't insult people's different opinions, I think that's what matters. Which is why I put it in the pinned comment that I don't want any comments insulting anybody that likes something you don't, you know? Like, if somebody hated the episode, I don't get it, but that's absolutely fine, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I'm starting to, like, go... I say I'm starting to ramble. I've rambled the whole fucking night. But it is getting quite warm now, and my eyes are starting to get affected from, like, how tired I feel, and I'm starting to sit like this a bit more, like... I'm not going to fall asleep. Actually, quite frankly, the way my eyes are feeling, like, I can see it in my eyes. They're starting to, like, do the closed thing where they look like I'm, like, half asleep. Probably because I am half asleep. But I just wish the time and stuff was handled better than now, whereas it wasn't so suddenly altered or slowly introduced, it would have been better. that's understandable. Like, I like the idea of the timeless child thing. And nice. For me personally, I can understand why other people wouldn't, and that's completely valid. But the timeless child stuff, I like the idea. And it would have been better if it had been slowly introduced and like teased and things like that. They could have handled it. I love the idea of it as like introducing a way of like Doctor Who continuing as long as they want to make Doctor Who. But it could have been done better. I love the idea of it. Could have been like introduced a lot better. Exactly, there could have been a lot better. It could have been done a lot more in a better way, and I'm hoping they could like improve on it. And I think I like the way they've spoken about it so far, the little mentions of it, they've acknowledged it, and they can do it in their own way and like listen to people's and that's absolutely fine. Not everybody's gonna like the idea, and I can completely understand why they wouldn't, and that's absolutely fine. For me personally, I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea. Again, not everybody's going to love it, and that's absolutely fine. I completely understand why. I really am starting to, like, every time I stop talking, my head just goes, sleep. But I want to keep talking. I could, like, keep talking, like, randomly all night, but it's kind of becoming a bit rambling. Again, I say that, it's been rambling all night. Rambling and random all night. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up. We're not gonna be here next week for I'm getting fucking hiccups. I don't need that now. But I'm not gonna be here next week for a hangout because I'm again giving myself a Saturday night where I can just go ugh and rest, maybe get an early night's sleep, but my head probably won't let me do that. Might do the week after, not decided. I will see how I feel or how things work out and things like that. I will see about the week after, but there will be no hangout next week. Week after, and it won't just be Doctor Who. We could literally talk about random things to do with the channel, like just random stuff. Like we could have a topic. I might be put on the Patreon, on the Discord. I might put up a channel if I haven't done it already. I don't think I have. Of like people can like submit like images for the thumbnail, so like we can use that as a topic, source of discussion and things like that. Have I got it up? I've got Hangout memes and yeah, I haven't got a channel at the moment that's specifically for like images and stuff like that, but I might do it. But I am knackered. I'm struggling to keep like I can feel like I'm starting to like wane, but I know as soon as I get in bed I'm gonna go, my head's gonna go ding. My eyes and my body are gonna want to sleep, but my head will wake up completely. But I'm starting to struggle, not struggled at all, but it's just like effort to talk. It's just like I haven't got the energy. I've been getting like this so much, but it's literally pretty much midnight now, so I have a reason to, I think. But I have never played. However, sorry for the rustling. I've got a set right here of dice. They're nice the metal ones. I've also got, I watched Critical Role, and I've got a Caleb Widowgast set of dice. I've also got the Candela Obscura dice, which is not D&D. I would love to play D&D, or Critical Role's new Daggerheart system looks like something my head could actually manage. But like, I would love to play it. I've got nobody to play it with. And also, like, I don't know how my brain could, like, handle all the stuff. I don't know, like, how my brain worked. To me, Critical Role's Daggerheart system seems like something I could actually mentally handle. I got these from, there was the Tabletop News YouTube channel. They did a Kickstarter for the channel. I supported it. This is one of the things I got. They're nice, hefty dice, but they're not too heavy. They're really nice. nice and clear numbers as well, which for me I would need. Yeah, they got nice little heft to them, but I've got the Caleb Widogast dice somewhere. And as I said, the no, Candela Obscura. I'm fucking stumbling now. Stop the children from killing him by playing oh, that would be brilliant. I was literally looking at these dice because I haven't opened them in a while before I started the stream. I was sat up here like 10 to, and I'm like, I've got some time to kill. I was like searching for my drawer, looking for the mixes for my drinks, and I saw this and I was like, oh, just put one of the dice in the wrong angle and now I can't get. Damn, I tried to get one of the dice out, 4 of them came out. But that one, literally, I put it in the wrong way. It was impossible to get out. But, I would love to play D&D. That one is so cool. It's almost got like a glittery type thing. It's really nice. I'm not like... It'd be interesting to try and take a picture of them, but I might take a picture and put them up on the Discord, because have I got a D&D channel? I've got a Critical Role section, but not D&D. But I could put a D&D thing in the random stuff section and like take a picture of them. I need to find my Caleb Widogast dice. I really do. They're freaking gorgeous. Critical Role have some gorgeous dice. But Caleb's my favourite so far of the Critical Role characters. So I had to get, like, that was my first dice that I had to own. I saw they come out with that one. I was like, yep, got to order that. But, yeah. I would love to own so many of their dice, though. God, they got some gorgeous dice sets. Anyway. Just putting these back in there. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to drop any. Hang on. That'll do. That's close enough. Where's the bag? They even got it. Came in a little bag. I was going to end it, and now like I've been talking for a few more minutes. I got distracted. But yeah, I need to find that Caleb Widogast set of dice. That's again. That's going to be one of the boxes out in the garage. Apparently, and all the other players are in the UK. Oh, cool. I would love to play, but it's one, finding the time, and 2, like coming up with like this. I would need help. Like, I get ideas in my head for like characters because I've played around on dnd.com, or whatever the website is, coming up with characters and stuff like that. But I will have the back, like some of them I'll come up with a backstory, but I won't be able to get the words down or word it the way I want. And then it's making it fit in the campaign and also remembering everything, because I can't take notes. I can write, but it fucking hurts. Right, and like one line to the other, it would like that. I could type, but literally I wouldn't be able to concentrate on what's happening and type at the same time. Again, the Daggerheart system seems like something I could mentally handle. And like I've been playing around with like making characters from that, and I've come up with a few ideas and things like that. So I would love to play the Daggerheart stuff. I know it's still in beta, so it's still changing all the time. But that sounds like something I would love to play, to be able to play D&D, but I don't know how I would. Oh, my mouth is killing me. How to play it, but I have no clue. I know there's a dice and roleplay, possibly Dungeons and Dragons based on the name. You might have it right a bit there, Benny. Yeah, I would love to play. I would love to play it, but it's again finding the time, finding the people to play with, and whether or not I could actually play it and remember a lot. I'd literally have to write it into my character that my memory was shit, so that I'd have a reason for forgetting things. Like I saw, like in the current version of Daggerheart, they've got it like for I think it's for the Ranger class. They can like you can have like obviously one of the options you can have a beast or creature. I can't remember the wording of it. And like you write an experience, like something, that a phrase or something that could be used, and like if you what you're doing is related, could use that phrase. You could apply it. And one of the phrases for a pet is service animal, which I freaking love. That might work with my memory. But it's there's so many different systems. Like, I know there's Pathfinder and other ones as well. But it's just like trying to find something I could physically do is just physically and mentally do, and time-wise, just I keep saying I'm gonna wrap up, and then it's like we say stuff, and like, oh, look at my eyes. I'm like, part of my brain's wide awake and hyper. A lot of me's like, oh boy. I've already I thought I was going to make an hour, and then I'd be like, I'm too exhausted to carry on. But hey, 2 hours now. We've done well. But I could talk. If I was wide awake enough, I could talk all night with you guys. I really, really could. But one, I don't know when my daughter's waking me up in the morning. And two, I am hanging right now. Because, like, I've been exhausted all workload. I'm trying my best to use swear words from The Good Place. So I think I might be able to get away with it, but this is me. I swear a lot. Fuck it. I'm trying to rein it in, but again, my speech is getting random because I'm tired. I want to carry on, but I have to tell myself I'm too tired. I need to stop. I don't know when my daughter's going to wake me up. I played Wild Beyond the Witchlight backstory characters are supposed to have some magically stolen from them. My character had lost ability to remember names. That would be perfect for me. So I would have to write it into my character, like an excuse for why I can't remember stuff. I would have to like that, but I'd have to have somebody helping me get the ideas out of my head onto paper. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it. There's so many gaming systems. Like Critical Role's got their... Obviously they play D&D, but they've done Pathfinder in the past. They've got Candela Obscura. They've got Daggerheart. They've got another one, something to do with Queens and stuff like that. They've got... It's awesome. Like, there is literally a system for so many different people now. It's awesome. It's just finding the right one for you, and the right one for you that other people will play with you. Get a core group of people play and you're all right. But it's whether or not I can find that. But maybe at some point, I would like to play some kind of tabletop RPG. Even if it is somehow done online, I would like to do it. Like, maybe once I get my new PC, at some point I will get a PC, I get a bigger desk, maybe like I can get my old webcam out, point it down at my desk so I can have it for my dice rolls, because I would want somebody to be able to see my dice rolls, so because otherwise my anxiety would be like, what if they don't believe I've rolled a natural 20? Again, I'm going off on tangents. Again. It's now almost 10 past. Again, I'm going to sit like this again. It's still blowing out cold air after 2 hours. Great. But it's just behind me. I only get to plan. I would love to do it, but it's like approaching new people and things like that is a big thing for me. Like starting conversations with people I don't know. Hangout's out, but it would be cool to do it at one point. Like, I'd have to do a test, like, run, first of all, because I've literally never played. But I would like to at least try it. Even if I find out, like, no, I literally cannot do this. I would like to give it a go. But again, whatever one I do, maybe I could try another one out, but I could never run. I could never be a GM. I could never be a GM. Like, the people that are, freaking hell, I could never manage that. I could never do it. Never. Like, I completely admire those that can. I really do completely admire those that can play or run a game. Like, it's insane. Like, just like having to think on your feet and come up with a world and a campaign and have backups for if people change it. That's true. It's true. Like there is electronic drives because, like, I know I've got like on the D&D website there is, and I know there's like is it Roll20 and what? Hang on, what's Staggerheart on? What system what website is Staggerheart on? It is on Demiplane. I know Demiplane do it. I don't know, but I want to give it a go at some point. I would love to give a TTRPG. There we go. A go at some point. I really would. Like, it seems like it'd be so much fun. And getting to act out your character and things like that and trying to think on your feet. I would love it. I would love to give it a go. Really, really would. Again, it's finding the time and the people and everything like that. But maybe once I've got everything set up in here properly and I could be comfortable with it and like everything's done and dusted with my dad's house, so it's less stress that way. Maybe I could figure out, like, even if it's just like a one-shot thing or something, maybe I could find some people to do it with. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to try it out, at least. But yeah, I am. A lot I could say about how to get started, but I don't want to keep you up all night. Hey, that's absolutely fine. Maybe we could talk about this kind of thing with the next hangout in 2 weeks. We could do that. That would be nice. That could be like one of our things. Maybe I could put a Legends of Vox Machina image in the thumbnail. Just because I want to put some Critical Role in the fucking thumbnail. And maybe that will help remind me about talking about D&D or stuff like that. Or I might put up a channel in Discord about D&D and things like that. So, or I'll put it TTRPG. I keep stumbling over it, but I'll put someone up in the Discord, just so I could try and take a picture of the dice at least, and then find my Candela Obscura and my Caleb Widegas ones. Then again, would I put that in the Critical Role one or in that? I don't know. Yeah, I do need to go to sleep now. Because one, I'm tired and my throat is itching. If I catch it, I don't know what's happening, but I'll be here for 8. It won't just be that we're talking about. We could talk about anything to do with the channel, anything like that. Any random TV show we've been watching. Like if I say, oh, haven't watched that, then obviously not. But it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that. It looks good, blah, 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 blah. We could talk about, it doesn't have to be just that. It's a starting point. Like this starts off as Doctor Who. We've talked about, we're talking about D&D right now. Okay, technically that's kind of to do with Doctor Who because of Rogue. But we could talk about anything. It's just like a nice starting point. Like if I start doing it because if I can't think of anything to think of or anything to talk about, I can look at the thumbnail. Okay, let's talk about this. But we'll see. And yeah, like unless like anything goes wrong or any health-wise or tech, because it wouldn't fucking surprise me. I'm surprised it hasn't done it tonight. But unless there's any issues, like anything like that, we should be here again in 2 weeks. 2 weeks or maybe 3. I might give myself 2 weeks off, probably 2. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But I will try and do a thumbnail that will make me think of it. Yeah, I am going to wrap it up because I've been talking way longer than I thought I would. My eyes are tired and I need to wind my brain down a bit so I can actually sleep. But I've loved it tonight. It's been absolutely freaking brilliant. We've chatted for 2.25 hours-ish. It's been freaking awesome. Like everybody has come in and things like that. It's great. Okay, my daughter's monitor's prompted me. It's running out of power. I need to go put it on charge. And I haven't got the cable to charge it in here. That's another reason to that. But yeah, it would be awesome. Chat again. Like we can talk about D&D. We can talk about what our opinions are of this season after 2 weeks. If they've changed after rewatching. We could talk about The Prisoner. We could talk about Classic Who. We could talk about Red Dwarf. We could talk about a show I haven't done on the channel, as long as it's not spoilers for me or anything like that. And I could like put up a spoiler warning saying we're talking about this. If you haven't seen it, mute. That kind of thing. There's so many things we could do. It's been mainly Doctor Who for the last few weeks because Doctor Who's been airing and it's been a big thing for the channel. So yeah, my throat is getting really tickly and sore. Like my tongue is like going ah. So I'm gonna wrap up. I need to stop talking. I've been wrapping up for like quarter of an hour now. I get sidetracked. But yeah, I definitely want to do it again in 2 weeks. We'll come up with something to talk about, but 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We'll see how I do that next week. But we'll see. But yeah, there's definitely not one next week. I will let you guys know about the following week or the week after. But yeah, thank you so much. Everyone, not all who wonder are lost. Freaking love that name. Benny, everybody else who's come in tonight, thank you so much. If you've chatted, if you haven't chatted, if you've just clicked in and then clicked straight back out, thank you so much for clicking on in the first place. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the season. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we do on the channel next. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Fingers crossed my stream deck works now. Sometimes there's a delay, sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. And we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.